So everybody, with Driving Empire buying all these car licenses recently, the question has arisen. Is Southwest Florida going to be following suit and buying their own car licenses as well? It's a very good question if you ask that, by the way. Very good question. And because I've said you've had a good question, I think you should subscribe because I complimented you. I'm going to answer the question. I've actually found out. I've been talking to a developer. Hopefully he doesn't get angry that I'm sharing this info. I mean, he said most of it publicly, so I'm sure it's all right. Let's get into it. So we will get right into the info straight away. Here we are on the Discord, the Strategy Development Discord. And now we had a developer. I accidentally stumbled across this. We had a developer, I think he's a dev, and out of the blue, he randomly just popped into chat, and I think people were talking about the fact how they're really expensive, and that's why the Southwest Florida hasn't bought car licenses, which is a reason. Let's not fool ourselves. That is obviously a reason. Money is always the reason. Actually, to be fair, he did say that. So he actually responded and said, number one, they're expensive. Yes, they're expensive. We know they're expensive. I'm pretty sure they are like 6 figures. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they're 6 figures. So that alone is a lot, especially for a game like Southwest Florida. They have a lot of money. Voldex has a lot of money because they have multiple games. They're a big company. So obviously that is a pretty understandable reason. By the way, it's 6 figures per car license. It could even be like thousands of dollars per car model. I'm not sure. And if you think about how many car brands are in Southwest Florida, that would be a lot to try and get up there. And he does talk about that later on. But anyway, next he said we'd have to remove cops and criminals and become more corporate and have to worry about in-game content, stuff like that. No guns, for example. So yeah, at the moment, Driving Empire did actually have to remove their police and criminal team because it was against the policy of these car brands. You'll notice, like, again, like GTA doesn't have real car brands because of how violent the game is. They don't want to associate themselves with anything. And the same, like, you know, like Forza does not have guns in it and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they don't even have official police related things. But anyway, if I go onto the criminal team, you'll be able to see I actually I can have an M9, shoot that, an AK-47, a shotgun. These are all very violent things to associate with cars, especially the fact that Southwest Florida is like a car game. It is a fair enough point. Imagine Ferrari, right? You kill somebody, you brutally murder a bunch of children, you get in a Ferrari in a game and you drive off, and people associate Ferraris with like being a great escape vehicle to kill people. Like, do you get what I mean? It's not very good. That's essentially what they're trying to say. You know, these car brands, they have certain rules when it comes to letting you use their vehicles. It's the same with anything, really. When you get sponsored and stuff like that on YouTube, there's a certain things you can't do. I don't get paid if I do certain things. If I had a gun with me right now, I wouldn't get paid. He then said brands want their cars to be represented in a positive light. Same thing as what I just said, really. So if we make one faster than the other, it could possibly cause drama between the brands. That's right. So with Driving Empire, what they've had to do is they've had to match the actual vehicle's specifications exactly and tune everything to make sure it all matches up. And I'm guessing the Southwest Florida developers either can't be bothered to do that. That's an assumption, by the way, or they don't really, I mean, to be honest, there's not really any explanation. Like, they just can't be bothered to do it. 3 very valid points. And they're obviously saying they're not going to be doing it. But obviously things could change one day. They could change. I doubt they'll change. It depends if Southwest Florida ever gets bought. If Southwest Florida gets bought, then I'm guessing it might happen. But for now, I'm going to say, probably confirm we're not going to. But he did say more. There's more. Don't worry, there's more. He actually did go on to say there's a reason why GTA doesn't get car licenses, like I said, yeah. Now, this is quite interesting. This is another reason why they're not allowed it, and it does make a lot of sense. So he said, maintaining a reputation is part of being the fastest, good handling. Not every car is good at that, and we don't want to have to fake a car's capabilities based on manufacturer's requirements. So basically what he's saying is they actually do try and be realistic with cars based on handling, and these car brands, they want their cars to look good because of potential customers. Let's be real, most people who are going to buy like a supercar, they've played it in their favorite game. Come on, or seen it in a film. And these games and films have to replicate the car in a certain way to make it look good. So I'm guessing like this Ferrari, for example, it's been made, the Southwest Florida, I never say Southwest Florida, probably the Southwest Florida developers have made it as realistic as they can, and Ferrari perhaps does not like how they've done it. I mean, obviously they haven't said that, but they probably might not like it. And basically what he's saying is they don't want to have to fake cars or change things based on what the company's telling them. He said that's corporatization. That's a big word, a bit too much for me, I would say. Modifications add another level of issues because some brands wouldn't want you to lift it to the moon and put tiny tires on it and stuff. And what he means by that, let me get like a really high standard car. I don't know. Let's get a nice Porsche, okay? Now Porsche, obviously it's a high status car brand. They probably don't want their car to be shown in any bad, goofy kind of way. But let me show you what you can do in Southwest Florida. I mean, you probably already know this. If I go in here, I can actually customize the suspension of it and I can change so much about it. And Driving Empire did actually have to change loads of their they had to revamp their whole customization because car brands are not very happy about certain things. I'm just gonna mess with this, see what I can do with it. You see how I can customize it, make the back go like really high and the bottom low like this. Like, that's just not realistic whatsoever. Basically, that's not allowed. That wouldn't be allowed, and they'd probably be like, yo, can you remove this? They don't want to remove they spent so long making this. They probably paid for it as well. A company like Voldex can afford just to switch things up in a couple days and afford the money and stuff like that, but Southwest Florida probably can't. He said, if they let us have complete authoritative control over how their product is presented, we'd gladly add them, but good luck to find a brand that will do that. And yes, he's absolutely right. There's probably not one brand that would allow that. Probably not one brand. I mean, maybe there is, but I doubt any like major brand like Lamborghini, Bugatti, Porsche, Pagani. I don't think any of them would be like, yeah, do what you want, man. That's not really how it works. You just have to think of a license like anything else. Like if somebody bought a license for like SpongeBob, right? If you bought a SpongeBob license, you're not allowed to do whatever you want with that. You have to present the like SpongeBob with what you paid for, and not like you're paying for the rights of that thing. Not to it's not yours, but it's yours to use and redistribute, if you get what I'm saying. It's really confusing, but I'm sure you can understand. But yeah, it seems like it's been confirmed. Southwest Florida does not have any plans to do car brands, which means we're probably gonna have to stick with Driving Empire. I'm sure they'll think of something. There could be a chance that they just decide, you know what, we'll do it, because they might eventually realize, damn, we kind of do need to get real car brands in the game. They might realize, profits are down, man. We need to get cars in. They probably might just do it. There's always a chance. We'll have to see. With regards to the update, little fill in for you. No info on the update. I did ask him in DMs if he has any info, and he said he doesn't. Think they're just working on the revamp. We'll have to see. Do you think they'll add car brands? Do you think it will happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm gonna keep playing Southwest Florida. I'm gonna enjoy these cars while they last, because I don't know how long some of these are gonna be in here. I know that what car brand's coming next to Driving Empire? I think it's Hennessy. So you know what? Let me drive the Hennessy, bro, because the Hennessy, that's going. It's just a shame that like some of these huge cars are gonna be removed, man. This was a limited car as well. Fastest car in the game as well. I'll have to try and find out how much they're paying for these car licenses and make a video on it. I'll let you know. But yeah, thank you for watching. Click the subscribe button, leave a like. Follow me on Instagram, CamPlayers with 2 Ys, and goodbye.